Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So Luke Zilla for a couple of questions here. So Luke Zilla, who would win, Acrocanthosaurus or Deinonychus? And so we got two different kinds of dinosaurs, both theropods, but they have different diets, of course. Acrocanthosaurus being more of a carnivore, Deinonychus being a little bit more of a herbivorous dinosaur. Deinonychus has got those huge arms, and they got that somewhat long neck, and then of course this skull that's got like this bill, like kind of like a duck-like bill for a skull, and it's kind of got this hump on it. Whereas Acrocanthosaurus has got somewhat tall spines on its back, and it's meat-eating dinosaur that is related to, like, say, Allosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Giganotosaurus, those type of animals. And so Acrocanthosaurus is found in North America, like Texas and Oklahoma, and that dinosaur lived in the somewhat early Cretaceous period, like 120 to 110 million years ago. And then you got Deinonychus, which is a dinosaur that lived in Mongolia and some parts of China, and it lived around, say, 80 to 70 million years ago. And so these are dinosaurs that are found in separate continents and, of course, built differently. I'd probably say with this one, I'd probably say that Deinonychus might take the cake on this one. Deinonychus would be such a formidable dinosaur for Acrocanthosaurus to go up against. It's got those big claws and the size, too. The size of Deinonychus would actually kind of be something that Acrocanthosaurus would be very intimidated by. I'm not saying it's actually as big as a sauropod, but I probably would say is that Deinonychus would have the size necessary to be a very, very powerful animal. And so I'd probably say Acrocanthosaurus for this one. Then your second question, was Deinonychus really the only raptor that hunted in packs? So with Deinonychus, when it was discovered back in the 1960s, and by John Ostrom, and it was described by John Ostrom. And so what the proposed hypothesis was is that, because see, John Ostrom found multiple Deinonychus specimens near each other, kind of pretty close to another type of dinosaur that was actually in that type of rock formation, which was Ceratosaurus. And so he believed, by the hypothesis, is that this was indication of pack hunting behavior. But we don't really know the social hierarchy. We don't know if the raptors were really that social. But I think probably would say yes, they were very social. Was it the only dinosaur to hunt in packs? I don't think so. Many depictions of some raptorial dinosaurs, the dromaeosaurs, indicate that they did live in groups, like family groups, and were able to take care of their young, and also to feed each other food, and of course hunt together. So we've seen it in like Prehistoric Planet that we got like a group of velociraptors hunting Praenocephaly in season 2 as a pack. And so I would probably say is that, like, yeah, there's I think Deinonychus is not the only one out there that would have, not the only raptor to be able to hunt in packs, but it is the more likely dinosaur to be able to show this kind of behavior in the fossil record. And so probably is more likely is that it has that type of element to it on the fossil record, is that it shows that they were living together, that like a family group, and they probably did hunt together when they did need to. And so that's probably more likely the case there. All right, Nicholas on YouTube here, he says, I was wondering if larger, more complete skeletons of Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Mosasaurus be as big as 40 to 50 feet long, and could Spinosaurus size be some were between 50 to 60 feet long compared to a larger T-Rex at 70% bigger. And so what he's actually asking here is is with the sizes of certain types of theropod dinosaurs, like Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, and Mapusaurus. Those dinosaurs can get to like between 40 to 50 feet long, and Spinosaurus can actually get between 50 and 60 feet long. How would they compare to, like, say, a T-Rex that could be 70% bigger? And so there is that paper out there that that suggests that Tyrannosaurus Rex could actually get 70% bigger, but not a lot of people. But there's not really a great consensus about this. This is actually a little bit more of a hypothesis that could have that of a what if scenario type of way. But could Tyrannosaurus Rex get 70% bigger? Absolutely, but it might be more in terms not in terms of length or height, but more of mass, so to speak. But how would this go down is that Tyrannosaurus Rex would be the heaviest theropod dinosaur to ever exist in the fossil record, whereas like Spinosaurus would be the longest theropod dinosaur, and then you got Carcharodontosaurus, Giganotosaurus, and Mapusaurus. Those dinosaurs would probably be the taller theropod dinosaurs. So they're probably in terms of height wise, you have to put in like Giganotosaurus right there at the top. Then it's Carcharodontosaurus, then Mapusaurus. Whereas like Spinosaurus, if you want to count the sail, you could count it as the tallest theropod dinosaur. But in terms of length, Spinosaurus takes the cake with that one. It blows everyone out of the water with that one, pun intended. And so, yeah, I probably would say is that Spinosaurus would be the longest, Tyrannosaurus Rex would be the heaviest, and then you have Giganotosaurus as the tallest. So that would probably be more likely the case right there. All right, Alex, why did Ceratosaurus have osteoderms? Did Ceratosaurus use the osteoderms for protection for itself from attacks from larger predators, or did Ceratosaurus use the osteoderms in the breeding season for the osteoderms to become more brighter in color to attract mates? This is good questions, Alex. I like this. So why did Ceratosaurus have osteoderms? And so with the fossil record in terms of Ceratosaurus, more likely in the Morrison likely in the Morrison Formation in North America, is that you have like these tiny bone-like protrusions coming out of Ceratosaurus, mainly in the skin. And there are some osteoderms that have been found with Ceratosaurus. And so you find these like little tiny bits of bone right along on the back of the neck, all the way towards the base of the tail of Ceratosaurus. And so what were they used for? And so that's a really good question. In terms of breeding season, I don't know if they would actually change color. I think that more goes towards the crests on the snout and of course above the eyes. Because Ceratosaurus has those like blade-like horns that are on its skull, and so I think the blade-like crest on the snout and even on the ones on top of the eyes, those are more likely going to be used for mating season and also to change a little bit of color. Whereas the osteoderms, I think they're a little bit more towards like say for protection, because you see you're going up against Allosaurus, you're also going up against Torvosaurus and possibly Saurophaganax, and so you're going up against some pretty nasty predators. And so I'd probably say it's more likely for protection. And so I think this is I'd probably say this is more likely for protection. Is like when you look at a young Ceratosaurus, they probably didn't have like the like blade-like horns on the above the eyes and the nose just yet, and it probably didn't have any osteoderms when it was young. And so I probably would say is that the blade-like crests on the above the eyes and on the nose were for mating season, whereas the osteoderms are more likely for protection. And so that's more likely the case there. But it could be good for species recognition too. Like say the males had like much more like say bigger osteoderms, where like because they can actually show to females like, hey, I'm healthy, I'm a big male, and in that sort of way. And the crest is to show more likely to show how healthy that male really is to the female. I think that's more likely how it happened. All right, Jody, what do you think about Attenborough's commentary on Gigantopithecus in the Natural History film Natural History Museum Alive? So I did take a look at this recently. It is interesting. I haven't seen the whole documentary, so I saw the clip that you're talking about, and I gotta say it's actually kind of like cool but funny at the same time, because like when it's like cool and funny at the same time, you got something that is going to be making the audience laugh out loud. And so I think it's actually kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny, but it actually does give that like element of like that he's wandering around the museum and kind of seem like that he's looking at an actual Gigantopithecus in the museum. It's funny. I think that documentary, it's like it does have really good information. It does have some good information about Gigantopithecus. But of course, there's still much to determine about Gigantopithecus, of course. But I think it's funny. I think it's really, really funny. All right, Benjamin. So your first question on here, on this comment, is Daspletosaurus the ancestor of Tyrannosaurus? It's still a debate of who is the ancestor to Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's some scientists that believe it's Daspletosaurus. There's others that could be like an ancestor of Tarbosaurus. But when you look at Tyrannosaurus in general, and you actually see where it is in the phylogeny tree, is that Tarbosaurus and Tyrannosaurus are kind of sister species, and so they have a common ancestor there. So it probably would say is that Tyrannosaurus's ancestor came from Asia. Probably came from Asia, and there's a paper out there that suggests that Tyrannosaurus might have been like a dinosaur that came from Asia and pretty much kind of migrated towards North America, and it just caused a huge disruption in terms of the ecological or the entire ecosystems. Because when you look at the Hill Creek Formation, you don't find a lot of hadrosaurs at all. You don't find a lot of hadrosaurs, but you find plenty of ceratopsians. And so, was the coming of Tyrannosaurus the more likely thing to happen for like hadrosaurs going in a decline? I don't know, but I'd probably say the ancestor of Tyrannosaurus Rex is more likely from Asia. But we actually do, but there's some scientists that still believe that Daspletosaurus is the ancestor to Tyrannosaurus Rex, but that's still to be determined for that one. Your second question is Serpentisuchops the strangest of all plesiosaurs? I think it's the one that I believe that kind of almost has like a strange shovel-like head, but it's actually. Because like a lot of plesiosaurs, really, they don't look too strange to me. They just almost look very kind of similar. If you're talking about, I think this is a long-necked plesiosaur, because there's the long-necked plesiosaurs and then the short-necked plesiosaurs. Short-necked plesiosaurs, kind of like Deinonychus, those are considered short-necked plesiosaurs. Even pliosaurs, of course, are short-necked plesiosaurs as well. But I don't think it's actually too. I don't think it's too weird at all. Your third question, why does Epidexipteryx have an elongated finger? Well, if you actually look at an animal today called the eye has got a really long finger. And so that finger is used to tap onto branches or bark, and it's actually trying to find out if there's like a hollow if the branch in the tree is hollow. And so what it's actually going to do, it's tap, 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 tap here if it's hollow. And if it is hollow and finds a little bit of a hole, it gets that finger in that hole, And if it feels like any grubs or any insects that are actually in there, it would grab them with that finger and pretty much use that finger as like a tool to be able to get that insect or grub in its mouth. I think that's what Epidexipteryx did. Use that kind of like the eye did. And so I think probably what that was used for was to like grab insects out of the trees and even grubs out of the trees. And so I think that's what it probably was used for. And then who would win, Wuerhosaurus or Yingshanosaurus? Wuerhosaurus, I believe, is the stegosaur, and it's found in Asia. Yingshanosaurus, I believe is a. I think it's another stegosaur, or otherwise it could be another armored dinosaur. Yeah, I really don't know. That's a really good. Yeah, it's a stegosaur, but I think Wuerhosaurus is actually slightly smaller, but I could be wrong on this. But I'd probably say Yingshanosaurus because I'm just looking at the image of a Yingshanosaurus. I'd say Yingshanosaurus might have the better edge on this one because it's got that shoulder spike too. It's got that shoulder spike to protect itself, and it's got 6 thagomizers on the end of the tail. I think Wuerhosaurus is kind of like Stegosaurus. It's got 4 thagomizers, and also the plates are kind of more smooth as well. And I don't think it has that shoulder spike as well. So I think Yingshanosaurus actually takes this one. All right, that's it for now. And so next week would be a extra episode, and this will be a extinction profile, and we'll be talking about the Permian. We'll be talking about the Permian extinction on this one. So nicknamed the Great Dying. So I'll give you some great details about the Permian extinction, what caused it, and also what happened after that extinction. What kind of animals survived that extinction as well. And so, yeah, we'll talk about the Permian extinction for next week's extra episode. And so stay tuned for that. But you can still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by email me at dinochris71@gmail.com. Also go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Deinonychus. Like the page, you actually post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messages for private conversations. So please make sure you put your questions in the comment section on the Facebook page, on the Facebook posts, on any of the in the Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Deinonychus. You can, and also for YouTubers out there, like the videos, because how the YouTube algorithm works is that if you give this video a like, and the more likes the better, it'll be shared to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, geology in general. So that way that people can actually get to see that, and also subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out weekly, and also you can actually get notifications of polls that I'm putting out on the community tab. If you go to my community tab, the YouTube channel, you'll see I got some poll questions for you guys, and so if you actually look at the poll and see which one you actually prefer, and so I want you guys to get more engaged, and also please comment. I want to hear your reasons why for your answers. Please feel free to do so. And also for you YouTubers out there, leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. Your questions do mean a lot in these Q&A episodes. So everybody that is sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are awesome. You're giving me some great questions, and so keep up the great work. And this makes the channel keep going. And I love answering questions like this and like these. And so make sure you keep giving me some great questions to go. And you guys are awesome via email, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys are awesome, and make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. I'm no longer going to be on Twitter, so the Twitter address is not going to be on there anymore, but I'm thinking about getting on Threads. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you guys know what the Threads address is going to be at some point, and so stay tuned for that. And also so take care of the people around you. So for your younger people out there, and make sure listen, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. The best motivation you can have for good education is very important. Having good education with a good education, get a good job in the future. Tomorrow, July 13th, is the Prehistoric Shark event at the Marathon County Library in Wausau, Wisconsin at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central Time. If you're in the Wausau, Wisconsin area and you're coming to the Prehistoric Shark event, that's going to be awesome. I've prepared a presentation. I got some replicas and actual fossils of sharks. So please feel free to come on down and check out that event. The next event would be on July 25th, and that would be on Jurassic Park. So we'll watch the movie, and then I'll talk about some things that Jurassic Park got right, and some things that Jurassic Park is incorrect about. And so we'll watch the movie, and then after the movie, I'll talk about the rights and wrongs of Jurassic Park. And then on August 22nd is the Tyrannosaurus Rex event. So it would be T-Rex 101. That's the title of that event. And so I'll talk about Tyrannosaurus Rex, my all-time favorite dinosaur. You guys know this. Tyrannosaurus Rex is my all-time favorite. And I'm pretty sure it is one of your all-time favorites as well. And so, yeah. So you should be able to check out some of those events. There's a possibility I could have another event for November of this year. So that is actually going to be in the cards the next time I get to talk to some people at the Marathon County Library. And so come on down to any of those events, and they all start at 1 p.m. Central Time. The Jurassic Park one is 3 hours long, so we'll watch the movie because the movie's 2 hours long, and then we'll get an hour of me talking about Jurassic Park right and wrongs on July 25th. And on the 22nd, it's just basically 1 hour, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time about Tyrannosaurus Rex. So tomorrow, July 13th, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time, Prehistoric Sharks at the Marathon County Library in Wausau, Wisconsin. Be there, and also come and say hello to me if you're going to be in that library for that event. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.